Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. This is VRML preseason week 6, the final week, and this is the final game of this Thursday night. I'm Palidore here in the casting booth, joined by SputnikKobra and So Much for Subtlety on the cams. How's it going there, Sputnik?
It's going great. I'm looking forward to this last match of tonight. Dash will be substituting for Chaos, helping them fill their roster, and it should be a stunner of a game.
That is certainly the hope, and anytime that Dash is subbing, we see him on these teams sometimes, and coming through with some amazing saves quite frequently. Not unlike you and in your games you subbed before for some of these teams. I think Chaos was one of them, right? So
yes, it was, and I'm hoping that it's a repeat of my performance because I love great saves and I love the momentum shifts and the absolute intensity that follows scrambles to get the discs after the save. And I just got a invite from Farafo.
yep, I got mine too, and it's also up on Atlas for Subtlety. So we're gonna get there pretty soon. Also, I think I'm hearing myself in your mic, Sputnik, just by the by, a little bit. But anyways, yes. So hello to everyone in the Twitch chat who's been joining us throughout the day. It's been a pretty busy Thursday. I just automatically equate the word Sunday with busy because that's how it's been in VRML. Been a busy Thursday, not jam-packed, but there's still been somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 matches, I think. 8, 9 matches. One of them were rescheduled. The Illuminati and Tip of My Tongue Ignite match. Yes, that was rescheduled this Saturday. Shame, because I was looking forward to casting that one too. But hey.
I was on the casting schedule for that one.
No, I was on the casting schedule for that one.
I was on it. I was looking forward to doing the play-by-play.
We were both on the casting schedule for that one. Actually, no, because I was. Oh, that's right. I didn't even sign up for it because I was waiting to see if someone else would handle it and how we were going to handle the overlapping, because there were like 3 matches that were all 30 minutes apart. So I may not have actually done that match anyways, but I was still looking forward to seeing it. But we had some little tech hitches earlier on, and some games ran a little long, so nonetheless, it may as well have been rescheduled so we can get a quality stream and do it on the weekend. What better time for a marquee match than on a Saturday or a Sunday? I mean, Sunday obviously the preseason finals, and that's going to be pretty hype. Probably. I am in the match now. Sputnik, I believe, is in.
Were you able to join through Atlas?
I did not join through Atlas, but I can host it for you if you want.
Getting an... Yeah, you can give me the Echo Matcher ID. I'm getting an error.
Okay, Sputnik will get in the game shortly here. We do have all the players just about ready and casters just about ready. So hello, ready and steady in the chat. How goes it over in Twitch? Been quite the busy day, and I mean, it's been good kind of getting back into the casting after, not like I took a huge break, but a couple days where I limited myself. Still, I'm trying to going into tomorrow and maybe Saturday as well. A lot of games. Gotta save the voice breaking for Sunday, I suppose. Because if there's any time that my voice is gonna just die on me, it might as well be in the last game. The last few games. So those matches will be pretty hype. The top 4 for each region, North America and Europe, being separate in their tournaments. There, it's not going to be a cross-region thing, just for ping reasons and whatnot.
And
I personally wouldn't mind seeing it, but
and ready to go.
Okay, so we are ready. It seems Subtlety is getting those players pinged, and we are gonna work on into this thing. This is again our final match of the Thursday night, not the Sunday like I said at first, and it's going to be a fun day, a fun night as we get this one underway immediately. I don't know, stretching for that one. How's it going against Sputnik?
It's going good. I'm just configuring my new microphone. I just got a new microphone so that I sound so much better. And I don't think I sound better, but hell, Oh, excuse me. I got a new microphone.
Yeah, me too. No, I didn't. But no, you sound fine to me. As long as I'm not hearing my own voice in there anymore, which I'm not, which is good. So all is good in the hood. Although with me casting so many matches, you might say, "Oh, Pally, you probably do love the sound of your own voice." And you know what? Yes and no. I love it in the sense that I always listen over to my cast to practice. But honestly, not that it even matters to anyone, but it was the most awkward thing in the world for me getting used to that. Like even when I was playing VRL and playing in LANs and stuff, it would take me weeks, if not months, to even watch back my own games that I played in, and championship stuff. Like you think, oh no, that's exciting. You want to go and watch it right away, but unless it was being watched at the party that we were at, like the after parties and stuff at those events, I would just wait because it's so weird listening to yourself and watching yourself on camera sometimes. So it's been a new thing, but hey.
Well, I love myself, and I can't get enough of myself. So with this match starting out,
much love back at you, Sput. And ooh, something weird happened there, but never mind. We're off and underway. Nothing weird about this as the joust goes out. Cakester taking it away for Chaos there, and a ReeVspawn over on the blue side. Go through the list real quick. Vidman, Levity, Kaznaz, Vex, and over on orange, it's Chaos, Dano, Farafo, Dash, and Cakester. Dash being the substitute and looking for a shot, that is, but it will not be gotten because Vidman is there for the save. Going back underneath to a low momentum, no momentum, but finding the momentum off the head now, and then a good clear maybe will get them some opportunities, but no, it'll still float astray.
I think even with no momentum, Farafo should have made the attempt on goal. He would have had a split second to ascend with his thrusters and then shoot.
It was a very narrow one. Could have found the chance, perhaps, indeed. Just directly under the goal. Those ones are always one of the toughest shots, oddly enough, to get a handles on over time. Comes with practice, I suppose, but like those low momentum shots, you're just so used to having the extra added speed bonus of shooting, with momentum when you're speedy and such. But
Dash above the goal, trying to get that dunk attempt, but the pass wasn't there. They were able to get the stun on Chaos.
And Dash now with a disc, looking to stun them on the offense here. No points on the board quite yet, so off it will go to Cakester, trying to change just that. Farafo underneath, a dish, and another save. Kaznaz getting it done twice. Very nice for ReeVspawn.
Chaos is playing a lot stronger than they have been playing. They have good spacing and they have good passing, and hopefully they maintain that through this series.
These two teams just coming through and back to back at the moment. The gameplay, no scores, a lot of just back and forth play. ReeVspawn, a team that I talk about improving every single week, shows in their record, it shows in their score differentials, coming together really throughout the course of this 6-week preseason and putting on some good impressions on my part. Not that they needed it, my validation or anything, but I'm just saying, it's enjoyable to watch these teams develop.
That is, it's one of the most exciting parts of this game.
So for Chaos, just the same, this is one of the teams that I say has an incredibly misleading record, to be honest. It's just more so they've been not a complete team roster-wise, and just in terms of numbers for most of this preseason. Seeing an awful lot of roster changes, having a ton of subs, including today, and because of that, I think it's dropped them some games, but really their core unit there, Dano, Farafo, Cakester, they're really solid. If they can get themselves a fourth, they'll be in really good shape, I think, going into the first season.
Yeah, they just have to continue back.
Good shape there on the shot, and Sputnik continue on.
They just have to continue practicing, find that fourth, get that chemistry going, get some plays, like some routes. They played previously last week with Brennan Cecil, who did a lot of heavy carrying, and was able to pull the win off.
Yeah, Brennan, another one of those longtime players. So certainly the draftees that Chaos is bringing on board for some of these games, no slouches whatsoever. That can't be denied. I mean, again, Dash, obviously, long-time player for 11.5. has been in many big matches, has been to lands, finalists, and just doing a good job here. Obviously, one of the dominant defenders, goaltenders of Echo Arena history. But right along, guys like you talked about before. You had your match with Chaos. You were also one of the substitutes, and you had yourself a mighty fine match on the defensive end inside the goal as well. So, yeah, they may be at the disadvantage in numbers on the roster, but they're certainly finding the right subs, I guess.
Yeah, and they're lucky that we have such a great community resource, and everyone's willing to help. Not only are they lucky, but everyone is lucky that this community is so dedicated to making this game great.
Now dedicating themselves on this passing play, but will be stunned out. Kaznez, so he's done it a couple times in the goal, but also does it outside the bubble with the stuns. Another run at the goal, and someone with a miscommunication because it was wide open for them.
Yeah, not any fancy movement, nothing out of the ordinary, but they were able to pull all of the defense out of position, leaving that goal open to get the score.
So 5 points now and about 5 minutes left, a little under in fact, as Vinman goes over to the tunnel. Kaz looking for a kind of a strong pass up there to the top of his ramp towards a teammate, but it just bounced everywhere. Fortunately, maybe not going to pay off or cost them, I should say, because they still get the rebound. Vex roaming from area to area. There's some weird interactions going out here. Looks like some issues perhaps on part of Kaz will cause the issue on the other side, because that bounce is going to go right into that barrier, into the 2-point area. But still taken back here by Dano, and one more roll with a pass. Just missing the hands, though, and Farafo can't get that one, so Vidman gets the clear. Now to the other side, just narrowly missing the goal there, man. Maybe one cross pass, but not looking for it, so Dash will save that quite easily. Just grab that out of the bottom and send it through to mid. Now Cakester cannot make the shot, but Dash will have the rebound. He has one somewhat open pass, but really couldn't find the handles on it, so it just goes astray and gets cleared again out of the way. Having some tough time just handling these discs for both of the teams, it seems like. And so bottom it goes up for Raffo, and there you go for the 2. Finally fighting themselves a goal.
Taking their time, Dash bringing it in a bubble, sending it back to Cakester. Raffo on the floor underneath goal for the rising shot.
And rising above there, good job by him. Right now, Chaos, so just speaking on their record earlier, they are 4-7 currently on the season. Didn't they have a match earlier? I believe that was scheduled kind of last minute versus Inverted, if I remember correctly, so maybe that record is even out of date currently. But either way, their record, like I said, nonetheless not reflecting on the talent level that we're seeing from them. I know you're a big fan of some of these players here on Chaos.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing with Chaos. It was an intense match. They gave it their all, and they played hard, and that's what matters in the end.
Yeah, for sure. I always want to see teams play hard. Want to see them compete. And right now, it's ReeVspawn just trying to compete and stay competitive in this first round. They have 2.5 minutes left, only down by 7, but just, again, can't find the windows of opportunity on offense. Just see it there, even. Just the interceptions back and forth. ReeVspawn's a team with some pretty good defense. But right now you want to see some cross passes, you want to see some good open looks, and just cannot quite buy them that at the moment. So Dash taking that away now, and then it'll go to the side wall, right back down to Cakester. Cakester now looking for Dano. Dano at the bottom ramp, trying to send one down low to Farafo now. He'll roll on up, but rolling him on the punch, and still back to the hands of Chaos. So it's a lot of chaos right now, but they still are maintaining control of the disc at the very least. Want one more shot, one more pass rather, and cannot find the angle. That was a tough one, kind of indecisive on whether he wanted to go straight in or off the backboard, and it resulted in a kind of wayward shot that turned into a clear.
Yeah, Dash is just staying at the back line, giving them the opportunity to back pass, collect themselves, and get their offense set up.
Oh, and Dano the save, but setting up on the offense off the recollection. Kaznaz, so even on the offense, Kaznaz's hands in the goal coming to play.
Dano making the great save, point blank shot, thinking that was Dash, but no, it was Dano with the save. Unfortunately, Kaznaz was able to retrieve it.
So just good defense followed up by, well, more good defense, at least in terms of the grabs, you know, getting their hands around that disc before it floats off out of sight. And just highly contested here in the bubble all day for ReeVspawn, trying to work it on the offense. But in any case, with less than 30 seconds remaining, Dano will take that away. His team in position here to take the first round, 7-2, maybe a little bit more if they go for the last score. And it looks like maybe that's what they're going to do. So I like the pacing here, you know, just looking for that last shot, not giving them any time to come back. And coming back off the backboard, it's Dash with the slinger into the goal. A 9-2 victory here in the first round for Team Orange. Team Chaos looking mighty organized there, with Dash just sitting there in the goal and also controlling that back line.
Yeah, great organized play, cohesive. They made a few errors in the bubble, not able to get the bounce passes, not able to get the screens, but they were still able to pull off the win. And again, they're getting better at it, they're developing, and that's what counts.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things I am continuing to look forward to going into the next, or first season rather. Always get those mixed up. Keep saying season, preseason. You know what I mean though, chat. I know you know that I know that you know. But we're looking at the scores here, and it is Dano with the 2 points and a save, 16 stuns. Farafo, 5 points, as well as the 3 stuns. Dash, the 2 points, a save, 18 stuns. Cakester, no points, but 3 assists. So dishing to all of his teammates there in that first round and doing a great job of it. For ReeVspawn, on the other hand, it's going to be a save for everyone on their team. Just couldn't get many points in the way except for Kaznaz's 2. And speaking of 2, well, he did have those great 2 saves as well inside the goal.
10, 9,
and Vex rolling in for the 11 stuns, as well as his own save, and Levity, the 7 stuns. But just let's see if ReeVspawn here can get the job done more on the offensive end and come back with some ferocity in the second.
what a pick!
Getting that joust into the hands of VRML. VRML able to get it out, trying to get it out of their field. They're trying to collect themselves, trying to get this lead, trying to get some points on the board to make up for the deficit from the previous round.
By Orange.
Will they do it is a question here. That looks like a good soft pass up to his man. He knew the general area to pass it up to, so Vex will take that over. Look for the shoulder. Kaz going to be rolled over by a pair of defenders, and now look, the trio all diving on the disc. Maybe if they can find a stack, that could benefit them, but it looks like instead it'll be taken right back by Vex. And now this is potentially dangerous because it's a number situation. Somehow Dash being first to the disc, despite it being essentially 4 players there for ReeVspawn in the area. But now it will be taken here off that corner. They've got a cutter, but does not find the anchor. Farafo trying to find a way, cannot. So it sails back into the bottom ramp and trying to get that disc right back for his team off the corner wall. The goalie's all diving in that shot, almost finding its way in off the back and off the bottom, and they'll get the shot. Kaznaz not quite able to save it. But not complaining at all on that one, I'm sure. Even though they don't get credits for the points, I mean, you know, 2 is on the scoreboard for Chaos, and that's what matters.
It's game on. Blue clears it out.
Oh, Vidman taking that over, and off to the tunnel it goes, taken in a stride by Dano McFabulous, looking for a bounce shot that could be fabulous for his team. A little bit too far to the right, so Levity just missing his hands. Raffo getting the disc, backing it out to Dano. Dano will move that up the floor now. Some good positioning here from Chaos, forming a bit of a 3-man triangle, bottom and top, but that pass a little bit astray, knocked loose. Now they do have it Dash in the back line, it seems, so you know, he'll manage that area quite fine. Now just looking to climb back on the stacks, recollecting his Dano. And over it goes to Dash. So Dash with Cakester attached. And just trying to look for maybe a clear and boost or a pass, either or. Kind of stick on too long, almost at risk of getting stunned out, but it'll still pan out for them, and they're going to go on offense now here. So Farafo taking that over, going on over to Cakester, and he'll make that for 2.
Farafo taking his time, waiting for his teammate to get set up under goal, getting that shot from 4 meters.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so off it'll go on the launch.
Blue clears it out.
It's going to go to the hands of, looks like Dash in the back line.
Orange team has the disc.
Cakester taking it away here. And now will be taken right back, though, by Kaznaz. So a kind of a floater as he fades back, just gets back to the hands of Dash and Chaos. Not really finding the passes quite at the moment, but an awful lot of stuns you can hear ringing through the arena.
A lot of physical play. They're not clumping, taking their time. They're getting their spacing.
And so finding the space here for Vex is going to be a clear, just kind of lightly into the hands of Dash. Taken there by Dano, and now going to be for Raffo bottom. See the goalies just to and fro, and they will actually tap that out of there. I mean, ReeVspawn again, no slouches on the defensive end inside the bubble, but just not able to get to the disc first, it would seem, on a lot of these plays. So Farafo will find it now. Look for a goal. He has 2 men on the backboard, 1 over on the bow tie. Great positioning from them. Trying to buy their time. Dash will find it down for the dunk.
Get to your launchers.
Good look.
12, 11,
Dash getting
10,
the goalie by surprise. The defense is out of position. Getting the perfect assist from Cakester.
4, 3, 2,
And so 6-point lead for their team on Chaos. Dash helping out a bit here. He's contributed 4 points as well as 25 stuns. And now a rejection from the aforementioned Dash. And that's exactly what he will bring to the table. Taking offenses, shots off the table.
denied. Interception.
Finally finds Dano. He'll look up top and trying just to reset it out to Dash, and some good collection even deep on the offensive end for them, trying to get that through to the blue side. And a quick stack will force nothing else. Maybe some backing out from Kaznaz. He's just dodging around, but look at that good man-v-man play right there on the defensive end from Farafo to deny it.
Orange sends it back the other way.
So off to Kaznaz it'll go. Kaznaz taking that one away. And now going to for the play up at Ness, but just missing it. So again, those misgrabs playing a little bit of a part in both these teams, but especially for ReeVspawn right now. They have a lot of these that just kind of going off geometry or just sailing right through hands, barely.
And they're not able to complete these passes. But they were able to complete that one.
Just not able to find the completion on the shot, so it'll go deep into the tunnel. Other side it'll roll into the pocket now as some stacks come out. There's a lot of boosted players here for Chaos coming on through. They will be first to it by a long shot, finding the long pass, and now taken out of there beautifully by Kaznaz. That shot too low, but maybe on the rebound there's a few players over there for ReeVspawn. And a good tap pass actually, but even better cutting off there from Cakester and Dano to force it out once again.
Orange clears it out.
Now back into the other pocket it'll go. Taken here by Dash. Dash will find the turnaround pass. That was a nice one. And now taking it is Farafo. Has some cross opportunities. Going down low, a little bit off on that one. Just left his hand kind of funky. So Dash will take it back. And nothing funky about that shot. Dash is going to jam it in from short range.
Continuing to shut out VRML.
11, 10,
3 minutes left, scoreless. Scoreless in the first round.
6,
So they gain some points on the board with this possession
3,
and prevent the shutout of the series.
Yeah, you look at those differentials. I mean, there's 20 shots from Chaos, only 7 from ReeVspawn right now. The thing is, I mentioned the defense as the shot being saved again, but I mentioned the defense from ReeVspawn. I mean, they have they have plenty of saves here. They have 8 saves to 5. So they're outdoing them in that end. You know, everyone on ReeVspawn right now has at least 1 save. Kaznaz has 5 of them. But what are you going to do when multiple opportunities happen? That's the question. Going in for that one. It's a good snag from Vex, just denying Dash, who's trying to swoop in for the advantageous goal. And again, some more stuns. So just very strong right now. In fact, 105 stuns for Chaos to 48 from ReeVspawn. So that tells a story right there in itself. Physical play. Now taking that away and trying to sling it back to the tunnel, but unfortunately Levity is going to be there to cause a little bit of trouble. Kaznaz taking that, trying to dodge around. He's done that a couple times. Sometimes it pays off, other times not so much, but so far, not too bad. Of course, they would like to get on the score sheet at some point here if they can.
Blue throws it way downfield.
And I think if I were them too, just finding those dunks, those cross passes, things like that. Going for, I don't know, trying to drag out the defense. Of course, with only a minute left, not much time to do that. But maybe in the 3rd round, just spacing out a bit more, dragging out some of the defense from Chaos, working it up the floor, and taking advantage of the numbers opportunities. But right now, if you're just going back and forth on the goal, with all 4 defenders in there, it's not going to buy you a lot of opportunities, really. It will just cause a lot of turnovers, if nothing else, and we've kind of seen that at play a bit.
They're just taking their time, reading their spacing. They're already at the 8-point advantage. They don't have to score anymore, but they get stopped in the backfield.
And the clear, not quite through, just another tap. So we've seen that before a few times, just not finding a lot of the passing lanes so much as just clears going back and forth. And it's just bought Chaos more of the advantage at the end of it. So at the moment, though, ReeVspawn with a chance to get on the board here. Now that's a good cross pass coming in from the corner, but even better is a cutoff from Dano. Diving out, throwing that out, and that will be the 2nd round, 8-0.
And the round comes to a close. Orange walks away with the W.
Well, when the season begins and we maybe implement a MMR system or some type of system for substitutes, it will create fairer matches.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of adjustments, I think. At least feedback being taken into account, of course, week to week. And certainly after the season, we're going to be looking at, well, when I say we, I mean the mods, but going to be looking at all those things and what the player opinions are on things. I know from a personal standpoint, just as a caster and watching and casting all these games, like I do, I kind of want to see a change to some of the sub rules and things like that, but it's the purpose of preseason to figure those kind of things out while we still are getting off the ground here. But overall, been pretty successful. Community-wide, a lot of participation, both on the players' end, the casters' end, camera crew end. Again, great to have Subtlety on cams tonight doing his thing. Has done a few matches now tonight and as well as throughout the week. So good to see him in the mix. And mixing in those replays and things like that throughout the night. Trying to get that working, and seems like, from what I hear, it's been the stuff that I sent him seems to be okay. It's not just replay changes, it's other things as well. So, with that said, turnover. But with that said, as long as things keep working out like that for tonight, then probably get the other casters up to speed with it, and you'll see those replays and other things like that in more of these casts. Now looking... Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely need to get set up with that replay.
Yep, that's the plan. Just wanted to make sure to use subtlety as my lab rat of sorts. So if things went royally wrong, I was only screwing him up. That was the strategy. But with that said, it's still scoreless here in the first minute of round 3, taken by Dano now, coming away with it. Both teams a little bit scrambled, disheveled, and going for the clear now. It's a lot of clear and boost, and this one is going to be recovered first, it would seem, by Vex. A little bit faster, just ever so slightly, as he finds that slight angle on the clear, but on the back line going to be wrangled in by Levity. So Vidman, have I what?
And the beauty of 4v4 is the ability to have that safety in the back line.
It's headed back downfield.
Yeah, that is, because on offense, it really lets you approach, on that offense from every lane as Dash goes in there for the 2-point shot.
Get to your launch.
But it lets you approach from the right lane, the mid lane, the left lane as 3. And as long as your execution is on point, I mean, you can have the luxury of having a midfielder, a backfielder, playing those deep clears, or just hanging out in the bow tie or mid area for the back passes. Either way, it really lends itself to some dynamic gameplay between different teams and their strategies. Sometimes you see, some teams will go in and just go in on like a full 4 approach, and that works out great. It gives you even more angles. You see some teams just go up with those 3-man approaches. You see teams like Orbit, in fact, like they've really taken advantage this season with going up 2 or 3 guys in the bubble. And now another shot for the trouble and the 3 points. It's Dash 5 up now for Chaos.
I think I heard Levity scream no right before Dash released that disc for the 3-pointer.
Yeah, but a bit of the Darth Vader on that dash as it faded into the goal. Just hopeless on the shot. You knew it was a conclusion already, but make no confusion, that shot is going to be off. Maybe rebounded just the same, and now looking for a pass, but will be off the dot. Right on the spot over there. Other end, Brawls coming in from Dano, taking that away. Exchanging blows there on the fisticuffs, but now finding the stuff. It's Cakester, assisted by Ferrafo. 7 points. Ferrafo right now with 5 points, 3 assists, and 22 stuns. Dano is up to 45 at the moment. Not bad at all in the brawls. And taking it away is Vidman, so he'll go to the other lane. And Vidman will take it right back as his teammate gets punched. Kaznaz over on the other end. Working it up now, maybe an advantage. Just the numbers, doesn't matter. Dash with another. At least his third just direct save right in front of the goal, inches from it.
He has some good saves, and they're able to claim the disc and get it out of their end.
Only for a moment, because there's another one of those pileups at mid, whether it's tunnel or directly down center. It is just fluttering through this area quite a bit, and those punches again, causing a lot of problems for both teams, and actually just retaining possession of the disc. I mean, once we get into the bubble area, then it's kind of fine again, but in that mid lane, if the disc gets stuck there, it gets stuck there for a good while. But all the while, a bounce pass going to be taken there. Cakester, that was a great dish on the bounce and reception just as well.
12, 11, 10,
VRML unable to get anything past Dash.
7, 6,
Unable to get on the board.
4, 3, 2.
That's exactly the advantage that Dash will bring to the table anytime he's subbing or just playing in general. That's his thing. He has such an excellent read on the disc. And then on offense, too, it kind of carries over the whole philosophy, and he kind of holds the anchor inside the goal on defense, and then when they're on offense, Dash is often the one who holds the anchor there, too, or he'll be the backline pass, he'll be the one kind of directing traffic. That's very good having players like that on your team, those player coaches, or just someone who can kind of be a floor general and observe from the back and guide teammates up in the front.
So if VReSpawn does not win this third round, what would be the change to the MMR?
anyone's question there. The MMR formula is kept somewhat secret. Obviously, more in the sense that more MMR will be won by the winning team no matter what. But scoring differential matters, just not as much as other things.
Blue throws it way downfield.
But yes, and also if there's any confusion too, so the MMR system obviously on the website. Hold on, coming in here for a sight on the shot, will not get it. Those numbers are rounded to the tens, so hence why a tie is not necessarily a tie. But you know, again, the most significant MMR change will come from those victories on higher MMR teams and things like that. To what degree? To be determined. And oh my gosh, damn. So determined on the defense. Just getting it done again. That's ridiculous. Another directly in front save on an offensive player, just right up in his grill.
Yeah, great saves from Dash. Able to read it, able to respond. And his team is able to clear it and get it out. And for the screen pass to Dash. And Dash at 1 meter, what looked like a dunk, and it should be considered a slam dunk. Terrific.
Oh, yes. He put that down with some authority. That wasn't just a dunk. That was a right jam. So here we go. And on the note of MMR anyway, these two teams, again, they are currently identical, 1170. I mean, not exactly identical again because of the roundups, but point is they are very similarly paced here. But given the fact that the matchups have been so heavily in favor here, as we go for a bounce shot, a little off, but given it's been so in favor of Chaos and you know, ReeVspawn unable to score, you got to feel like they will take at least a moderate MMR boost, if nothing else. But it'll be interesting to see.
It could be considered unfair for them to
See
suffer
that
such
one.
a defeat with the substitute situation.
Yeah, possibly. And, you know, if that's the case, too, one of those feedback points, certainly to adjust going into this final week. But either way, you got to play.
That you do.
As a guy named Sputnik would say oftentimes. Here coming in, Vidman will find a clear to the mid area, not bouncing into the hands of a teammate quite yet, but actually a fortunate one, but good contest by Dash, so he leaves his anchor in the back just to put a tough brawl on the front and cause a turnover. And definitely, I mean, Dash, no small part in why they could not get a shot for ReeVspawn. I mean, they had the few really great looks that they have had directly in front of goal. They were just snuffed out like nothing by those defensive hands, and those are those things that they matter more than the points they denied, if that makes sense. You know, like when you get saved on as an offense, you're thinking about that the next plays. Like, it does typically have mental effects, because honestly, up until recently, as they go in for the shot, oh, and that one will be clear on through as well. Wow, Dash. Oh man, 16 points for ReeVspawn off of that.
11, 10,
Not looking good for ReeVspawn.
7, 6,
Looking good for Dash though with 18.
Almost definitely.
Not to mention the 6 saves, and the sick saves, I should say, as it goes back into the bubble, floating off a bit of a miss clear. It will go to Cakester, and now the continuity is on the shots. It's Cakester the goal on 18 points, approaching that mercy area,
12,
but only 30 seconds left just the same.
9, 8, 7, 6.
And with 20 seconds, let's see if they can get the mercy to finish out this third match. With the series already going to Chaos.
Has begun.
Yeah, no time for anything else but maybe one more score, basically. If they can get it here at the end, get a little bit of a minor consolation for ReeVspawn. They're going to work that in, go up top, but it will be stopped. So as the clock winds down, and that's the sound of the buzzer, and as a result, the match over here, the Thursday night's over. 3-0 for the crew on Chaos, Dano, Farafo, Dash, and Cakester.
A great game from both teams. With with Chaos getting in the 3-peat, the 3-win, and a 3-game shutout.
Yeah, an effective effort, and no doubt Dash MVP there, just both the defensive clamps and the offensive stamps. He's just doing the things that he's known for doing, and doing them in bunches at that. But still, you got to applaud the team play overall, too. I mean, again, that core unit of Cakester, Farafo, Dano. Like, you have 5 assists for Cakester, 4 assists for Farafo. Dano, the assist, as well as a few saves in his own right, and 57 stuns, which is ahead of the pack and compared to everyone else. But it's good team play. You know, like I said, that core, when they find themselves their solid 4th, that record is just going to continue growing for them. For ReeVspawn, though, just got to recollect and, you know, going into the first season, be proud of the progress they've made, because certainly there's been a lot of it. I think the offense certainly could use more polishing up, but the defense is still incredible from them. It's just when they have that barrage of attacks, you can only stop a goal so many times. That's the main problem, because look, they have 13 saves, which is more than Chaos actually got. But
Chaos
just
didn't need to get saves. They were on offense the whole time.
I know, and that's exactly the point, is that ReeVspawn, they had more saves, but because 33 of the shots taken were from Chaos compared to the 14, it's just the endless barrage. Eventually those shots will go in, and they did. Not to mention the stuns. Jeez, 167 stuns for Chaos and 82 for ReeVspawn. So kind of a strong arm display there from Chaos. So with that said, I think that'll do it for this Thursday night. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I've been Palidore, so much for subtlety on cameras, and SputnikKobra on casting beside me. And as we close this out, just get ready for some exciting matches in this weekend. Coming at you real soon. Starting off tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central, we have Calamity versus Smash Dash, and a few games along the way there, ending it on the day with looks like Rampage and Kangarillas. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to tomorrow's matches, and I cannot wait.
All right. Well, with that said, we are on out of here. Thank you again for tuning in, and have a good night. Muted.